his sons, having played sport at a local level in Leeds, Andy and Fast Signs have a long history of helping local sports clubs and organisations like Kippax Welfare Rugby League, Garforth Rangers Football Club and North Leeds Cricket Club with products such as events banners, honours boards and changing room signage, as well as providing signs and graphics to the mighty Leeds Rhinos and Leeds United for over the last 30 years. So if you're involved in a local sports club, get in touch with Andy and his team for advice and help with your signs. I'm sure he'll do you a great deal if you mention the Lot Pod. Hi everybody, welcome to the Lot Pod, the Leeds Rhinos Lot 17-8 podcast, kindly sponsored by Fast Signs. Match review panel time. Eddie, producer Chris and Sam here to review this one. Sam, you're back.
I am.
First appearance of the year, reviewing the best win of the year. You could do making a habit of that because last year, was it just the London game?
Yeah, I think I did 2 London games and another one, and I think there was 1 win in there, but those London wins were that bad that they weren't worth celebrating, so it
felt like defeat.
It wasn't that fun coming here, to be honest, so it's nice to come for a good game.
But it is once. Now, new studio to you.
Yeah, it's looking good, yeah.
Don't
I like
look at
it.
that sign where Carl Pratt's still tied to a radiator, looking malnourished. We'll chuck him some custard creams. How are you, Chris?
Really good. Really good.
A win at last.
Yeah, makes it easy, doesn't it?
Makes it very, very easy. And also, we do have some more regulars because I thought we were stuck with stuck with Duncan and Phil for the rest of the year. So it's good to see Sam. We're going to review the game. We're going to give out our Matt Frawley Fast Signs Player of the Match, and they will then preview the Warrington game. So match review panel time. First of all, before we get stuck into this, we need to give a shout out to Elaine Scott, who has been a Loiner since she was 5. She's the third of 5 generations of Leeds fans. She's just recently started watching us, and she now calls us all her mates from the Lot Pod.
Very good.
Shout out to you, Elaine. Your daughter absolutely told us your age, by the way. But
My age?
Never. Your age, yeah. You're looking good for 72. But Elaine, I would never, ever say your age. I would never be so rude as to mention it. You don't look a day over 21, Elaine, so thank you for listening. True Lot Pod fashion, we will start with the positive. Sam, I've just got written here on my notes, everything and everyone. Do you agree with that, or is there someone you'd like to highlight in particular?
Harry Newman, actually.
Absolutely.
I've got some notes here that I was taking yesterday because I thought I knew I was coming on. I thought for once I'm actually going to do some prep. So, yeah. But Harry Newman.
That's something I've never done.
But yeah, I just thought it's not even what he's doing in attack because I think people expect loads from him going forward, but it's actually what he's doing in defence and the sort of his change in his personal approach to things and his attitude. Because I was watching him, especially in the last 10 minutes yesterday. Where when we gone in front again, and I think in years gone by he was probably a bit. He wanted to do things on his own and win games on his own. Yeah. Where there was a kick chase yesterday, going into the corner, and instead of just sprinting up, trying to solve the issue on his own, he made sure the winger and his second row were coming with him, and they're doing it as a team. And I think, as I say, in years gone by that wouldn't have happened, and I think it caused us issues. But now it's like he knows what it takes or what needs to be done to start winning these games and making those slight improvements as a team. And I think he's probably a big part in this change of defensive approach and this massive improvement we're actually seeing in defence under Brad Hart, because he's from somewhere this sort of disciplined approach has come, which we've been crying out for years.
I think, to be fair, what we probably forget is he's still relatively young, but he's missed quite a lot of rugby, hasn't he, through injury. So he's probably just maturing as a player. He's had to change his style. I think he's not as quick, is he, anymore, but he's more powerful, isn't he, and it takes 5 men to get him down, doesn't he? And I think people are expecting the young 19 Harry Newman to be skirting around people, and
he still skips across the line, doesn't he, looking for gaps, but he doesn't do it as much as he used to.
Kicking game, which I don't know where that's come from, but I think he gets undue amounts of stick. Does Harry?
Yeah, he does. That's an absolute fact.
But I think that's because people are still expecting him to be this try scorer.
I thought you were going to say that. I think that's because people are morons.
Well, Duncan had said that.
And I just said that. We're more polite than that. Carry on, sorry.
No, I think it's just people are expecting him to be this try scoring, rapid centre that's going to be lighting up games like that. But he isn't that player anymore because his body's not allowed him to be. But he's adapted and he's actually still a pretty good centre for what he is now. So.
I actually prefer this version.
Me too.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be in the match. Do you? This version stays on the field.
Yeah, it doesn't get injured as much. He's obviously changed.
His defence.
Yep.
His defence is awesome.
His defence is awesome.
Because were he on December's side?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and they had a bit of a scuffle at end, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when he went.
So he's keeping his discipline until at end. Yeah. I think even Matty Pete had a go at him.
He's doing my head in now.
His mask's slipping a bit.
Yeah. Do you think so? I think it's all a bit Anthony Joshua.
I saw the Wigan documentary where he had a go at Willie Peters.
Yes.
And he came across as a bit of a dick then.
Yeah, he did.
And
could
then
be George.
In his presser, I hadn't seen it, but I read it. He had a go at Harry Newman. Saying, good players. I'm paraphrasing here because I can't quite remember.
Just make something up,
it's something like good players win with grace or something like that and don't do that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm
he said players that win often don't tend to make a big deal of winning. Yeah. And it was.
Did he?
He was just a bit salty that he'd lost that game.
Lost it.
To be fair, Harry Newman's reaction to the win did seem like we'd actually won something.
That's Harry, isn't it?
I think all of that team were desperate to win that game.
You took the words out of my mouth.
All of them wanted it, and not just this season, but back end of last year as well. How many times were we in those close games and we didn't get the result?
Huddersfield at home.
We've done it.
Why have you done that to me?
Yeah. Don't remind us of that. But
for some reason, I'm quite obsessed with that result. I don't know why I often mention it.
I think of the OKR one at home last year, where we've got the lead. We should have just seen it out, but we didn't. And this might be the first time we've actually done it. There might have been one other, but this season for definite, it's the first time we've got over the line with it. And I think it's just the first time they've got a reward for not just their hard work in the games, but through pre-season and everything that Brad Arthur's asking them to do.
A bit of a release for him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's actually worked what they were doing. Because I would, all the way through that second half, I'm like, we're going to mess this up. But they didn't, did they? They stuck to it. And I think, don't like to say this, but it could be a bit of a turning point, that, because it's clicked that they know if they stick with it, they'll get the result. It doesn't matter how we score the tries at this point, does it? As long as you score more points than the other team. And I've seen a few comments, Wigan weren't at the best and all that.
Who cares?
Well, they're supposed to be a champion team, aren't they?
Yeah. They're missing a few players, weren't they? But so are we.
So are we, yeah.
Yeah, nature of the beast, right? Sport. Yeah, always going to have your best.
Not to talk too much about Wigan, I can't for the life of me think why they're playing Bevan French at fullback.
I don't get that.
No,
when he's the best six
in the league.
I
don't think Wigan fans understand it either.
I don't get it. You
play that kid at fullback.
Yeah, you drop his head, Kesley.
Oh yeah,
is that what you mean? Put someone else and keep the best player in the best position.
Because he's easy to manage at fullback.
Yeah,
I know he scored that try, but.
He's a great player, but he's way better at six.
Yeah, he's quite easy to manage when.
Do you have any positives, by the way? I didn't ask.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like we could have just done the whole pod from that point. Then
loads of positives with the players, but we'll go into that, won't we? I think the positive was the atmosphere was like an old-fashioned Rhinos game, and because it was a big crowd, so fair props at Wigan fans that knew it were going to rain.
And and they got absolutely.
But just the crowd itself was like an old-fashioned Rhinos crowd.
It was very much a game that we've mentioned loads of times where the players and the fans are in tandem.
Yeah.
And everything were.
But they did what we expect of them, don't they? They put everything into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you want.
And you sort of touched on it off air, that it was one of those games where if they're putting that effort in and it finishes 12-10 to Wigan, you're still sort of thinking, we're seeing something, we're seeing signs, both the fans and the players on the pendulums, they're going together rather than a fracture, and we're not in that same rhythm. Just on the pack, Because I thought they were absolutely...
Well, you've got to remember, Wigan's pack is big, isn't it? Well, it's one of the best. It's probably the best in league, isn't it?
Sorry, George.
And you look at December and that, we took care of him, didn't we? Croft did a right job defending on that.
He's a really good player.
He put a few hits in, didn't he, Croft? But he does it quite a lot. He just gets his shoulder in.
But we managed him really well. I thought we outmuscled them, outsmarted them.
Winning Aledzki, Palacier, Jenkins, they've been winning the personal battles, but is that not the theme of the season, Sam? Have you felt the pack, your first pod of the year, I felt the pack have always been consistently strong from the get-go, and even last week at Saints, I thought they were better than Saints pack. Yeah, I thought, particularly Aledzki. No? Yeah. Were you impressed with them all?
Yeah, I have been all year. Wigan? I think they're just...
I agree.
They're going about the work, getting it done, and it's... the attack's not clicking, but the work of the forwards is still giving us a chance to still be in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going in on the attack a bit and saying it's not good enough, but then
going on this pod.
When you sit back and look at it, that's a 6th different spine.
Yeah, I was thinking this yesterday.
It's hard for Eddie, and Miller's only trained 3 times.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard to click, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been probably a bit harsh on him on not giving enough sort of consideration to how much of an impact the changes that we've had to make right throughout the spine do actually have. Because when we lost at Saints last week and we had that 8-10 minute collapse, I turned it off. I was just like, it's the same stuff as last year and the year before. It's all happening again. But really, we're just not having a chance at the moment to make those connections, and for Croft to form these partnerships with Miller or Connor, and if Frawley comes back in, it's been really difficult for him. So I think I was probably in my own mind a bit harsh on him, thinking the attack's crap when actually they're just doing what they can at the moment, and it's going to get better, isn't it?
Brad Arthur's mentioning it, isn't he? He's like, it's not where we need to be, but it'll sort itself out.
Yeah, it'll get there with the consistency.
Yeah.
Especially if the pack keep putting that platform there for him as well. They'll just, as long as we're in those battles as we were yesterday from minute 1, and we're not getting bullied and just having to defend all the time, we've got that chance of...
The pack are going to give, like you mentioned, the backs the time and the opportunities, because they're going to keep consistently getting them into that territorial area, but then it's up to them to break it down. I thought Jenkins was absolutely unbelievable.
Well, he set the tone straight away, didn't he? He went straight through him, didn't he? His work rate were immense.
It's through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. He never seems to stop.
I like that type of prop. He's like I say, he seems fit, doesn't he, and big and breaking through the line, and I think he's going to be a really good sign. How many years have we signed him up for?
12.
12 years.
12-year deal. That's right, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it is.
It's a 12-year deal.
Right.
Well, hopefully.
Long-term investment, that's what it is.
Full long-term. That's how we got him here. 12 years on 10 grand a year.
Well, we need to sign him up. I think he'll be back in NRL if we don't. I don't know how long we've signed him for. 2 years?
I just told you.
I have a feeling it is 2 years. I think it was I
bet it's one of them two with a...
I don't want to jump the gun or anything, but...
we're not good for contract.
It does look like it could be NRL, to me, just from his work rate alone.
But then similar to Palacier, right? Because he's hit the ground running. He was awesome again yesterday.
Yeah, he makes tackles, makes meters. He's actually playing out of his favoured position, which makes it more impressive. Not having Cam Smith there does make a difference to us, and I'm sure we'd be better than we are with him there, because things do link up a little bit better, even though some people seem to think that Cam Smith is the reason it all breaks down.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's an enormous loss.
Yeah, he's gone to that 13 position. He's just been brilliant. I think the fact nobody actually talks about his performances shows how good he has been, because he's not noticeably bad. He's just doing a really solid job.
And you need that, don't you?
Yeah.
Especially when he's playing out of position, just do your job.
Yeah. Do your job, or do a job that you're not usually do it well.
Yeah.
Blend in.
And
don't stand out for the wrong reasons.
I think with the pack we've got a good blend. I just want Lasoni to offer more, or not be in the 17.
He just gets to line and passes ball, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think he is.
Other than that, we've got a really good blend of different sort of styles.
I agree with that. Yeah, we've got Mick, who's the best, obviously.
Oh, he were out of this world on Saturday. But that is we've always said once he gets some help,
now
he'll show what he can do.
Yeah.
He's just
he's going to flourish.
Yeah,
flourish.
He goes in like a wrecking ball, doesn't he? But he's got a bit of a step, so he keeps him guessing a bit. I just thought, he was. But we've always known he was that good.
Oh yeah, best prop in league without a shadow of a doubt. Connor and Croft, their second game together. You can feel the spark. It's a new partnership. It's promising. It's only going to get better. As you mentioned, this is our 6th spine this season. So really, it's just about getting that consistency now, keeping this spine together. I have to say it. I think I'm falling for him.
For who?
Jake Connor.
Wow.
And I know that's a stupid thing to say.
6 games in?
Because...
Wow, I thought it'd take longer than that.
No, you know me. I'm going to get hurt, but I
don't think you are. I know
he's going to break my heart, but I'm falling for him.
I said on the season preview, don't laugh at me, but he could be a contender for Man of Steel. All Jake Connor's ever needed was a good environment for him
Leeds
to play in.
Rhinos shirt.
We haven't seen any petulance, really, have we? I mean, he was involved in that scuffle at the end of the game, but...
That's his job. That's his job.
He makes mistakes.
Does he?
A lot of top players do anyway, don't they? Because that's what they're like. But
you've got to take the risks, haven't you, in those positions?
His kicking game is what we've been missing for years.
Absolutely. I can't say outstanding again. Excellent.
I mean, he can even pick Ryan Hall's head out of... like pinpoint, wasn't it?
And that's a tiny little head as well. I think it's your first pod of the year, as I keep saying, Sam. I think Connor's absolutely vital to this team. How have you felt his performances have been?
He's brought a spark that we haven't had for a couple of years, I think. And Matt Frawley actually ended last season fairly well, but he was just
4 minute matches.
He was just doing a solid job, wasn't he? There was nothing sort of spectacular. You never really. He didn't get the ball and you thought he was going to make something happen here, where pretty much every time Connor gets the ball...
something can happen.
Yeah. Sometimes it ends up like that pass at Saints last week, but that's fine as long as you're trying to make things happen.
And we were chasing the game then, weren't we? So it's like...
Yeah, as long as you don't lose your head because of it. Or I think it was this time last year we were talking about Frawley, and I think he tried putting a penalty out and it hadn't gone into touch and he just lost his confidence with kicking.
Off back of that.
Connor hadn't done that. He's still trying to make things happen, and he's just brushed it off, hasn't he? So,
that's one thing you can guarantee from Jake Connor. He's thick-skinned. So if he does miss that kick or that pass, the next set he's still going to think, I'm still going to chuck that. If I think it's
which is good, isn't it? I think
absolutely, I agree.
You don't want players to go into the shot.
If ever a player's tried something, a chip over the top or a pass, like Lackey tried it, didn't he? Cut out about 5 players and Eccleston nearly intercepted it.
It did. If it had been a touch higher, it would have been the best pass you've ever seen.
But I am never
if it had been an inch lower, we'd have been behind.
Even if Eccleston catches that and runs all the way and scores, I still want to... I've said this loads. I still want to see Leeds players...
I ain't got an issue with that pass from
hitting
Miller.
that pass.
I've got an issue when he's passing them short.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
He did it to Gannon a few times. I mentioned it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So where it should have gone out back.
Yeah.
That's the only issue I've got with him. And that's his inexperience. That long ball, I ain't got a problem with, like you said.
He can hit them
it's
from
either
his
going to be
amazing
or it's going to... But you're going to have to try stuff like that. Whether that was the right time to try it, I don't know, but...
Always the right time.
This is kind of what I was saying before we started recording with just...
The pod before the pod.
Yeah,
it's the better pod.
Yeah.
Duncan will tell you as well, Phil.
I think Miller's really exciting to watch, and he has got that bit of magic in him where if he's got the ball, something could happen. But I think he's just sometimes lacking just make the sensible play, or just a couple of metres behind where he needs to be because he's not quite... sure where he needs to be, but he is good to watch, and
it's an experience. That's all, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is easy to forget, actually.
Yeah, that's like on Miller. I said before, I think what was impressive was his defence.
Yeah.
I mean, right at the end, wasn't it, where he jammed in and they knocked on.
Yeah.
A couple of times he were positioned really well to stop sort of them scoring. There were a break and he managed to get it. That's one thing that he's got above Jake Connor. I don't think Jake Connor's a fullback.
It's probably the worst position of the ones that he can play.
Yeah, I agree.
So unless Millers gets an injury, I think it's somewhere else where Connor's got to be. I think he's got to stay at 7.
And I think as well, seeing Connor at 7 has proved that we'll have to put Alfie, or if Miller is injured, stick someone else back there. We've just got to keep Alfie, Connor at 7. Morgan Gannon, we've waxed lyrical about him from the start of the year, and again against Wigan, I thought he was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's just absolutely unbelievable.
It's just great to see him back in it
and playing. Yeah,
every week when he comes on, I look at him and go, I'm so glad you're playing, and your career's not been sort of completely written off by all the issues that he's had, because he's so talented. It would have been so sad if it, he had to. It'd have
been one of the game's biggest losses, didn't it, Stevie Ward, wouldn't it? If that was to be the case with Morgan,
it'll be England. It'll be an England squad.
It'll be England captain.
I'm sure he will
fairly soon.
Yeah,
but I'd like to see him start. But I understand that they're still easing him back in. But we're not going to go in depth into stats. But when you look at him, it looks like he's played all game.
It does.
His stats are that good. But he just carries so hard, doesn't he?
Particularly because I just make them up.
Yeah. So does Super League.
We'll come to
105%.
And James Bentley. He was my 5-year-old son's man of the match.
He might be mine. I don't know.
Bentley was absolutely outstanding. He seemed to be everywhere.
He made that one error, and then there's people moaning about that. But it was wet, wasn't it? And they need the ball out of his.
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought there were 5 James Bentleys.
It just seemed to be everywhere. And have you seen his upper body? It just he seems to have just ballooned.
He's put loads of weight on him.
It just
in a good way.
All his chest. It seems to have. It's like they've obviously been prepping him for playing at prop. What have you made of him? What do you make of him?
Yeah, he's just doing a solid job, and he seems to have lost that bit of
grub.
A couple of years ago when you were just waiting to see how long it would take for him to get sin-binned rather than if he would get sin-binned. Yeah. He seems to have lost that a bit, and he's focusing on his rugby. And he's a different player to the one that we signed from Saints.
Definitely.
He's not that kind of player anymore, but he's probably got more to his game.
I think he's playing better than he were at Saints. And like you say, he's cut that. He's still got it in him, but that's what you want. He'll still wind players up, but he's not. You've giving penalties away, is he?
You've got to take it to the edge, haven't you? Of the penalty, of the infringement.
Well,
rather than going over the top, taking someone's head off and getting.
That's what Wigan usually do well, but the penalty count. They should have had a lot more, to be honest, because they were lying in. But good sides do that, don't they? They're always on that edge
for the Saints game.
And they always get that right, but they're not getting it right. Wigan. The amount of times they were offside or hands in the ruck or whatever, it were ridiculous.
I have got this week's stats pack. The Rhinos had 53% possession. Warriors had 47% possession. The Rhinos completion rate, according to the Super League
193
website, is 66%. That's just not true. It can't
be right.
That is not true. We've been operating at 104, 105 for the year, and there's such a drop off.
They were at 91% at half time.
Yeah.
How have we dropped?
Well, it just hasn't. Wigan finished at 90, Leeds 66.
I don't think that's right.
No, it just hasn't. 33 completed sets for the Rhinos, 206 carries, 1,300 metres, 328 tackles, 14 errors. Didn't seem to be that high to me. Did you feel?
So towards the end of the game, I felt like they crept up a bit.
That's true.
There was the Hall. Was it Hall who dropped one? Aledzki, did he drop 2 possibly? Definitely 1.
Yeah, they were creeping in, weren't they?
Yeah, Miller's, those passes that he threw that gave Gannon no chance. It did feel like it was creeping up, especially when we were, chasing a try, and for a long while it looked like it wasn't going to come, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think it looked like it was never going to come until something happened.
It's what you do with them errors, though, isn't it? It's how you react to them.
We usually react badly.
Exactly. So that's why it was so good to see.
Like Sam was saying, if you make the error, it's how you recover from it. We usually just go, oh no, they're going to score now, aren't they?
But on that, actually, I thought them scoring just before half time, obviously very disappointing timing. But I actually thought that was the best time for them to score, because there wasn't another play after that, was there? They kicked and it was straight into half time. last week, as we saw, we conceded and crumbled.
Yeah.
I think this week, it we went straight into the changing rooms. It just gave Brad Arthur a chance to look at him and go, "Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Don't
do that
even
again.
think about it. Keep your heads up."
Yeah, you're actually 2 points ahead. You're playing, back-to-back champions.
That's such a good point.
He'll have just said to him,
any fragility that could have been there.
panic.
And I said, just stop that if it were there. Now, go back out, continue as you are.
If they'd have scored that after half an hour, I think we'd have been behind at half time, and I'd have been a bit worried about what the rest of the game would have looked like.
Off the back of that.
Yeah, but my mate who I went with yesterday, he was like, it's going to happen again. And I was like, I actually think that's worked out. If we're going to concede, that's
such a
worked
good
out
point.
as well as it could have done.
Yeah, at half time. Bang on the hooter. Any fragility there. A couple of metres. Miller, 25 carries, 171 metres, 9 tackle bursts. That's what it says. Aledzki, 13 carries, 103 metres. Newman, 14 carries, 102 metres. Ryan Hall, 16 carries, 97 metres. Morgan, 1 assist, which we'll come to. Morgan Gannon, 11 carries, 89 metres. It just feels like when he comes on, he changes how we play.
Yeah.
Entices defenders into him. I just want to speak about him every time and all the time.
We've not had a chance to speak about him for 18 months. We've got to make the most of it.
Exactly. Yeah. We need to big him up again, because when he first came in 22, we had this 17, 18-year-old kid way back when the days when the pod were really crap, and now it's good. We need to talk about him again. Brodie Croft, 16 carries, 87 metres, and Cooper Jenkins, 9 carries for 70 metres. I think we need to talk about Riley Lum again. I thought he took his try.
I tell you what's impressing me with him, how he's dealing with high balls. And
he's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, he made that sort of error where he got taken into touch. He should have just stayed where he was.
Should have took the tackle.
Again, against a different team, he might have got away with that.
But also,
do you get what I mean? He might have got further down.
He's also backing his ability. He should have stayed down, but he's thought, you know what, I might be able to squeeze out.
As a young kid, he's going to do stuff like that.
That happened when we were still behind, didn't it?
I think so, yeah. So he's probably just thinking, like, we need to...
Yeah, there's probably a bit of, we actually just need to get up the pitch a bit here, and I've got a chance to make a few more yards.
And backed himself.
Usually young kids, it's like, he's going to drop a high ball more, the target him.
So
I won't target him, because he's not... He's just a really relaxed person, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He doesn't...
Yeah, it seems that way.
He doesn't seem like someone who's come in to replace the big off-season signing, does he?
No.
It looks like it was his place.
It just seems so natural now. And again, it's something that we always say on here, or I always say on here. It's that he's no longer Riley Lum. To me, he's no longer Riley Lum, the academy, the young. He's just a Super League player. It's just
Although
it doesn't fill me with not dread, but like you said, he could be targeted or.
I think.
Similar to Alfie last year.
Did they mention Sevo or something on thing? And it's the first pang I've had of, it's a real shame we never got to see Sevo this year, isn't it? But we wouldn't get to see Riley. So there's an upside to it, isn't there?
I am pleased for him as well, because he had such a good debut, didn't he?
Outstanding.
And then he got injured, and it. How many times have you seen it where a kid's come in, he's had that massive impact in his first game,
then falls off.
Something's happened, and it just never works out for him. A bit like Liam Tyndall's career.
Yeah.
Because when he first came in, and it was Wigan away, he made that breakdown.
Massive break.
He got tackled, but he looked good, didn't he? Thought, he's got a bit of something.
This is it.
And it just never worked out. So I'm glad Lum's got another chance, and he's taking it, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks absolutely outstanding. Ryan Hall, 500 appearances. Not just one of Leeds' greatest of all time, but one of the game's greatest of all time. So massive congratulations to Ryan. But forget that incredible milestone for 1 second. What about this assist? This is pure rugby intelligence, because he knew the only way. Well, first of all, this was the only way I felt we were going to score.
What, by a header?
Yeah, because our attack. And I won't go on about it too much, but every time I felt, are we going to score? No, I never ever felt certain that we were going to score. So when we did score, and it came off Ryan Hall's massive Swede straight into Jack's hands, I thought we're going to win. That's it. That's the perfect time. But the intelligence, Sam, what a genius piece of play. Hall jumps up. I can see Jack off you go, son. But the genius is to make it look like he wasn't aware of it. 'Cause obviously, to make it legal.
Is that how you're seeing it?
I was right there. That's exactly.
Apparently, there is a few Wigan fans who were complaining it should have been disallowed because it came off as if it was intentional.
That makes it even better. That makes it even better. I've never seen an assist like that.
No,
That's what he should have said at the end. He should have said, it shouldn't have been given because I meant to do that.
Because I just flicked it on. So tackling.
It should have been a penalty anyway because he was tackling mid-air.
Yeah, it was.
You were.
Yeah, Marshall got him.
So if they hadn't scored, I wonder what they'd have... Well, it'd have been a penalty, but...
Ever seen an assist like that, Chris, in all you?
I don't think so, no. Usually, they call him a falcon, don't they? Usually it ends up bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They end up scoring from it.
Scored from it. But all he's glad he missed it and he just smashed him straight back at head.
The best bit, which we're going to mention, aren't we?
Right now,
Go on.
was...
I'll let you do it.
Because obviously they took it up for the review to the video ref. And Connor was lining up his kick.
Can I just interject there? Can I say something? I don't know whether anyone
he raised his hand.
anyone from bloody Sky or whatever. Can you just show the full picture when it's a video ref decision? Why do we need a little box of the players stood around going like that?
Yeah.
No idea.
Just show the full. Right, go on.
Shows the full picture. When they're reviewing it on the screen, all the Wigan players were coming out and coming off their try line, and then Jake Connor were waving them all back. But then the whole stadium started joining in once they realised that it could be given as a try. And it's just moments like that, like I mentioned, when the players, they're completely in sync. That I just
They were hilarious. That
all the South, all the stadium was going, just get back. It's a try.
I don't know what we're doing at this point because I completely missed this.
I never saw this.
They all started. All Wigan players were like, "That's never a try."
So they started walking
out as though they were going to get ball.
Yeah,
and Connor started waving them back.
He was waiting to kick one in. He's like,
"He's going, what are you doing? Get back!"
So
and then
we
on
all
the South stand, North stand, we're going, get back.
He's getting a few extra brownie points for that. Then,
but then he had to kick it, didn't he?
Yeah. Nearly missed it as well.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely nailed it. Is there anything else for this before we choose our man of the match? Anyone we've missed? I don't think so.
No.
It's
a good complete performance, really, wasn't it?
On to the Matt Frawley Fast Signs man of the match, and just before we choose our votes, we would like you to comment below on this YouTube video with your selection for the Matt Frawley Fast Signs player of the match. And let's see if you agree with us. Who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Haledsky.
Me too. There we go.
Yeah.
2 votes.
It's really easy. It would have been...
Hang on.
No, that's it. No, Mick, I'm only joking. It would have been Bentley, but just upon reflection today, thinking back on the game, I just thought Mick was just...
Well, I'm going Bentley. I'm going James Bentley.
You're going Bentley?
All 5 of him.
that won't be fair. Congratulations.
But it's 50-50 with him and Haledsky, really, isn't it?
It was a game you could have chosen loads of people.
No, there are a lot of good players in that one. But
if he'd have come to me saying Miller, I thought he had a good game.
Well, for once, I wouldn't have picked him just for them few errors.
I thought he played
But
well.
anyway.
Congratulations, Mick Haledsky. You are the Matt Frawley Fast Signs player of the match. And now we're going to look ahead to the Rhinos' next game, which is Warrington. You don't change your winning side, do you, Sam? It's just same again.
Yeah, probably.
No injuries, right? No, I don't think anyone.
The only thing I'd possibly do, but if there were any change to make, I'd put Frawley on bench to come on at 9. But I don't think that'll happen.
Over Sinfield?
No, I wouldn't do it. But that's the only change I could.
Or you could potentially see,
and possibly Little Tom instead of Lissoni. That will happen. Brad likes Lissoni, I think.
He must do after Saints' performance.
The thing with where he's getting to the line and passing, after the Saints game, I thought he might have been told
he did it more.
in no uncertain terms, stop passing it and just do your job. But he carried on doing it yesterday, so I'm wondering if it's actually a Brad Arthur thing.
The
where
game plan.
He's saying, if you've got the ability to do that and you feel like it's on, go for it.
Good. I mean, to be fair, he didn't balls any of them up this week, did he?
He didn't, but if Brad Arthur is telling him to do that, please stop it.
It never works.
No, it doesn't.
And it never will work.
You can tell when he's going to do it as well, because he catches the ball and immediately, does these little toddler steps and it's so
chucks it out to Newman.
There's nothing smooth about it. It's just so readable.
Just don't change the winning side.
I wouldn't change it.
Just go as is.
I probably. I'd leave Lasoni in as well. Probably.
Would you?
Yeah. Don't change the winning side.
No, I
go
agree.
with it. We've had no consistency. Just go with it. I think Warrington are beatable. I don't think I know they beat Saints, didn't they? They're not a big side, and I think we'll have that advantage. They're not the best pack we'll face.
No, I think I was looking at their numbers yesterday. I think we've scored more points than them, even though we haven't scored that many ourselves.
But they're on minus, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it'll be that Vegas game.
They got walloped though, didn't they?
Yeah, but we've scored more than them and conceded less. Someone's going to check that and prove me completely wrong now.
They won't.
They won't check.
Not our listeners.
It's one of those games where, we've got the big win now. We have to go back it up, and that's what Brad Arthur immediately turned to yesterday.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah,
We've done it for years. I'm sure there'll be an interview with one of the players this week in Yorkshire Evening Post saying we've turned a corner and this is how we did it, and then we'll get hammered and we'll go back on a 3-4 game losing run, and I'm sick of that. So just win, all of you. Just keep your mouth shut for this week. Do it again next week, and then maybe we can start building a bit of confidence.
Yeah, and this will probably come back to bite me, but I don't know why everyone's so scared of Mark Sneyd.
I've never been scared of Mark Sneyd in my life.
He's got a good kicking game, hasn't he?
I'm scared of his 40-20s.
Yeah.
Because he's already kicked 2 of them against us this year.
But I think we defended them, didn't we? Well, we didn't. They scored a try. And then we walloped him.
Yeah.
I've never, ever feared Mark Sneyd. I never will.
But everyone seems to think, he's going to...
He's like a 46-year-old one-legged halfback.
Well,
not for me.
He's not been in a winning side, really, has he? He won 2 Lance Todd trophies with Hull, but that were about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think they had a bit of a bounce with him signing, and it might have been, and that's why they got over Saints. But I'm not that worried about Warrington. Might come back, but I think his pack will batter theirs.
I'm on the other side of that a bit. Williams and Sneyd are 2 players who I feel always play well against us. So putting them in the same team, especially because we're playing away, I feel like they could just, if they get points early, and just based, I know I've said, we don't crumble as much now. I feel like it could. Warrington away last year, it happened, didn't it? I think we were 24-0 down in about 12 minutes or something.
Yeah, horrible.
We were terrible.
It was horrible.
It was particularly bad, but
yeah.
Because I remember saying, "Why didn't you go home?"
I don't know.
I was saying to my mate, because we didn't go, but I said that I'd have gone. Well, was it 12 minutes or something?
It were
down.
They were just awful.
Reece Martin knocked on from kick-off, didn't he?
The whole first half was just like a shambles, and they'd scored.
They scored from a kick-off, didn't they? They just ran straight through, and I think it was straight onto full-back 2-on-1, and they went past and scored.
I always feel for the fans that go, and I just remember, why are we talking about this?
That was first game Brad Arthur saw us play as well.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely.
Yeah, he'd been off the plane for about 3 hours, hadn't he? And he was just...
he was got back on it.
What have I done? Get me back. Get me back.
It were good at just flipping back a bit.
To present time.
It was great to see him quite emotive about winning, wasn't it?
Mm.
It was like...
He enjoyed it. He liked it. Got a taste of it.
That's it. That's what I've been telling him to do.
I'm at the stage now where I'm petrified he's going to leave, but I'm more... We just need to do whatever we can. I don't know what it will be to tie him down.
Sign his sons.
Sign him.
It sounds like a lot of it depends on when his daughter wants to go back to uni or something, because she's...
Pay for a uni.
She's deferred.
She got a partner.
Bring them as well. Pay for them.
If she hasn't, she might meet
Harry
someone.
Newman.
She might meet someone over here.
Yeah. I'm just at the stage now.
That's what we need.
I'm so petrified he's going to go early, or leave.
I don't think he'll go early. I don't.
We need to tie him down.
I don't think he's that type of character, is he? I think he's a bit loyal.
I hope we're talking to him to say, what is it going to take?
I think
for at least another year.
I think he's really invested in the group of players, hasn't he?
I hope.
And
so.
He wants to see him.
He did immediately though, didn't he? Because he always said, "I'll only stay if they care." So it was always based on the players, and he's now giving to them what they gave to him. So,
and I was always fearful a bit last year that the players can't played they got it in him to do his style of rugby, but it were always going to take time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And those two signings in pack have made it easier to play how he wants to play. It's not actually
your decision whether it's signed or not.
It's not actually. It's not the style of rugby I actually like watching, really. But if it's effective, then I don't care.
If we're winning,
we just need results at this point.
Exactly,
it's
just a result. Literally,
and it is
a results-based
It's great
business.
to see him put that effort in. It's all effort based, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Prediction, Sam.
I'll go 24-16 Leeds.
Producer Chris.
I'm going 36-12 to Leeds.
Really?
Yeah. I think. I mean, it's going to come back and bite me on the arse, isn't it? I think it was a turning point. And instead of falling in love with themselves, I think what they'll realise is it works. And I think the spine, if he keeps it the same, that's 2 weeks on trot. We've got the same spine. Miller will have trained a bit more. I think we're due a good game over there, aren't we? I mean, we walloped him when Rowan Smith signed.
Yeah,
you remember when we absolutely trounced him? But I think we're due a good game over there.
Yeah, the game that I always remember at Warrington, the one that comes to mind is when Rob Lewis somehow out-jumped Steph Ratchford at full-back. And he wasn't meant to play.
Was that like during COVID time?
I think it was 2021, yeah. In that purple kit. But he wasn't meant to play the game. He were injured, turned up, out-jumped Ratchford to score. We won the game. I don't know if that was the winner. But then he didn't play for about 3 weeks.
Rob Lewis.
Great player.
I forgot about that.
I'm going to say Leeds by 10. Thanks to Chris, thanks to Sam, thanks to you all for watching and for listening. Please do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Lot Pod was crawling toward 1,000 subscribers. Please do give us a 5-star review on Spotify and a review on iTunes as well. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky and TikTok. Just search for The Lot Pod. That's us there. And we'll see you all when we're back for the Warrington match review. Take care.